want to talk a little bit about belonging. I think everyone wants to know that they belong somewhere, and often that they belong to someone. Because belonging gives us a sense of acceptance, inclusion, identity, being supported, feeling welcomed, and connected. It's kind of interesting because people, especially in St. Louis, say family is everything. And I think it's because most people have the idea that you belong in a family or to a family. But not everybody has a great family, and not everybody has a big family. I have a very small family. They don't live in St. Louis. I'm not originally from St. Louis. And so when people say family is everything, sometimes I've felt kind of left out. And it reminds me, I think I've talked about this before here, I grew up in a suburb of New York City, and when I went to kindergarten, the way that kids introduced themselves was saying their name and their religion. So, my name's Jacob and I'm Jewish, or my name is Mary and I'm Catholic, or my name is Susan and I'm some version of Protestant. Well, I wasn't raised in a religion, which for my age was very unusual. I think I was the only kid in my kindergarten class who was not raised in a religion. And so I used to say innocently, my name is Laurel and I'm nothing. And at 5, that wasn't a joke. It's like I didn't have a sense of identity that came from a religion. So when I first walked into the Mindful Spiritual Center, very interestingly, I moved pretty much across the street 1 month before the Mindful Spiritual Center started. And I remember being a little bit hesitant about coming into a new place on my own. I've traveled all over, mostly the Midwest, for most of my adult life. And I've gone to different churches, and it's kind of interesting because churches preach about love, but I haven't always really felt loved when I walked into a church that I don't belong to. And when I came in here, I immediately felt loved, I immediately felt accepted and included. And it's one of the things that I most appreciate about the Mindful Spiritual Center, is that we are all part of a spiritual family. So when people say family is everything, they're usually talking about blood family, physical DNA. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking that as a spiritual family, we share a spiritual DNA. And so I decided that spiritual DNA stands for Divine Natural Affinity. And affinity means a relationship. It means having a similarity of characteristics. So what we all share, no matter what our physical DNA is that we all come from the same Creator. We are all related in terms of that affinity with the Creator and the Creator within us. You probably have heard the greeting Namaste, which means the divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. And so I would like to close with a beautiful poem by Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks, that is called I Belong to the Beloved. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist, am not an entity in this world or the next, did not descend from Adam or Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the Beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one called to know, first, last, outer, inner, only that breath-breathing human being.